Friends, if you would, on the inside of the program that hopefully you received is a call to presence. If you would like to, I invite you to respond along with me with the parts in bold. I didn't introduce myself earlier. My name is Alan Dewberry, and I'm a minister at 242 Church of San Marcos. Okay, first, I need this more than y'all, but let's all just take a deep breath. Okay. In this time, may the beauty of our diversity show us the fullness of that divine love we all seek. We will attempt to be fully and truly ourselves, so the beauty of the sacred is fully seen. We are here because love that is beyond our comprehension draws us together to stand hand in hand against apathy and hate. We are here to stand up for those forced into hiding, to create safety for those religion has hurt, and to cultivate a better tomorrow. We gather to learn, to listen, and to share, lowering our walls and building bridges across which the magic spirit of life may flow. May that sacred and strange love be in us and with us tonight, as we celebrate, laugh, and fellowship with one another. Blessed are the people who hope and work for justice, trust in the power of unity, and compassionately uplift the oppressed. May hope, trust, and compassion guide us along this path of life.
If you could turn to the back of your program, you'll find a thing that says opening song. And it's called Everyone Born. And I made a mistake in the lyrics. The mistake is that we're going to do the chorus after every verse. So just follow us. It'll be fun. And if you don't know this, you'll pick it up and join in whenever you get.
Hello, I'm Gabrielle Moore, representing Jude. Thank you. Tzedek, Chador, justice, you shall pursue. Holy One of Being, we gather today in the spirit of these ancient words, pursuing justice not as strangers to our tradition, but as its faithful inheritors. The sages teach that the world stands on three things: on justice, on truth, and on peace. We celebrate love as a force of justice. Love that breaks down walls, love that heals wounds, love that creates families and communities. We celebrate truth, the truth of living authentically as the people you created us to be. And we celebrate peace, the peace that comes when we stand with pride in our full selves. As we begin this sacred gathering, may we remember that our joy today is built upon the shoulders of those who came before us, and may our celebration light the way for those who will come after. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be your will.
The rainbow candle ceremony is something that has been part of San Marcos Interfaith Pride since its inception. So we will continue to do this ceremony tonight. This will be somewhat similar to the call and response in that there are bolded parts that if you would like, you're welcome to read along. Tonight we gather in this sacred space to celebrate the beauty and diversity of the LGBTQIA+ community. Let us now light candles in the colors of the Progress Pride flag, each color symbolizing a different aspect of our community or a value that unites us all. The Progress Pride flag was designed in 2018 by Daniel Quasar. Quasar added a 5-color chevron to the left side of the original Pride flag to represent progress for further marginalized people of color and trans people. The original Pride flag, designed by Gilbert Baker, had 9 brightly colored stripes. But in 1979, he and his friends decided on a 6-striped flag of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Let us join in this colorful candle lighting ceremony as an act of love, inclusivity, and acceptance. I'll read my part, and then light the candles, and then we'll pause, and then we'll all respond and we'll pause for a moment to honor that group or that ideal. We light the brown and black candles for queer and trans people of color.
Learn from our mistakes and commit to reparation and new ways of creating the beloved community.
We light the pink, light blue, and white candles for transgender people, borrowing the colors from the transgender flag created by trans woman Monica Helms in 1999.
May we nurture those in our lives who live gender beyond the binary.
We light the red candle to represent life and in celebration of the strength, resilience, and unique contributions of LGBTQIA+ individuals to the world.
May we embrace the gift of life and cherish the vibrant spirit of our LGBTQIA+ citizens.
We light the orange candle for healing, acknowledging the pain and struggles that many LGBTQIA+ individuals have faced, and the power of love to heal those wounds.
We offer compassion and support, fostering healing within our community and ourselves.
We light the yellow candle to represent sunlight, a symbol of hope, warmth, and the courage to live authentically and shine brightly.
May we be beacons of hope and encouragement, illuminating the path to a brighter future.
We light the green candle to remind us of the beauty and diversity of nature, reminding us of the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of nurturing our environment.
May we appreciate the richness of creation and strive to protect the natural world that sustains us all.
We light the blue candle for harmony, celebrating the unity that can be found within our diverse community and the power of love to bridge differences.
May we work together to create a harmonious world where every voice is heard and every heart is valued.
We light the purple candle to honor the spirit within each of us, acknowledging the divine spark that connects us to our faith traditions and to one another.
May we nurture our spiritual growth, guided by the wisdom and the love that transcends all boundaries.
As these candles burn brightly, may we carry their light with us, spreading love, inclusivity, and acceptance wherever we go. Let us be inspired to create a world that celebrates our diverse community, bound together by the power of love.
May the light of these candles ignite our passion for justice, our commitment to unity, and our unwavering belief in the transformative power of love.
I'm going to respond to that with a song I don't know how to anyone. And if you're feeling a little stiff from sitting too long, feel free to rise in body or spirit. Philip's going to play one of the ones for us.
don't have religious texts to follow. But what I feel that my people, my Red Spirit people of Texas, has as a mission statement, covers a lot of what this event is about. So I've adapted to fit more of what the mission is for here. We come from many backgrounds: pagan, Jewish, Buddhist, Native American, Christian, Wiccan, and many other diverse paths and traditions. When we come together at events like this, we share our energies, love for each other, and all this universe encompasses. We come here today to share, to learn, to support each other, to pray, to celebrate, and to be transformed by the magic we all create when we come together as friends and equals with love in our hearts.
Grace and peace to you in the name of all that is truth and life and light and love. Good evening. I'm Reverend Dr. Carla Cheatham. I am the pastor at Faith UCC in New Braunfels. We're those queers down south of here that pissed off some folks by having a drag show back in 2023, and some of y'all came to stand with us, so thank you, thank you. As we share this evening, it's a pleasure to be here. We started the very first Interfaith Pride worship service because I'd gotten used to doing them in that Mecca of Austin for many years. Interfaith Mecca of Austin for years, but then we did this 4 years ago now. We're about to hold our fourth one in New Braunfels. You're welcome to come October the 9th. And guess who's going to be doing the music? Flamey Grant. If anybody who don't know Flamey Grant, look her, yes, some of you know who we're talking about. Look up Flamey Grant, she's amazing. So we're looking forward to that, but it's a joy to be here. It was a joy that the Unitarians of San Marcos, with Reverend Christine Tate at the time serving as their interim minister, looked at New Braunfels and went, Pastor Carla, y'all can do that. Send us your stuff. We're going to do it too. And so it's a delight to see this movement continue to grow as more and more people of faith and goodwill are saying no one needs to be left away from the table, that there is room for every single one, a safe space for everyone at the table. So I was raised in Northeast Texas. Yeah, not just the buckle of the Bible Belt, but I say I grew up in the diamond on the buckle in the Bible Belt. Northeast Texas Southern Baptist, God help me. Though at the time, they were the kinder, gentler Southern Baptists. They were the Jimmy Carter Southern Baptists. Know that you're loved, build houses, you know those in the room, and don't be a dick. Pretty much, although Jimmy wouldn't say that. But those are the people that I was raised by. And then when the hostile takeover, that's literally what we called it, happened in the late 80s and into the 90s, though it had been brewing along with some other political things that we're now more aware of in the 1950s. But when the hostile takeover happened in the Baptist world, it became a place that I didn't recognize. And where as a young female, and especially as a coming out young queer female, there was no room for me. And so I was looking for where I belonged. I felt called to ministry from the time I was 15 years old, but as I tried to reconcile who I was and my beliefs, and my dedication and my honoring of the beliefs and my connection with the divine, I struggled for many years in that dark night of the soul, looking and wandering and wondering, and I could barely sing Jesus Loves Me anymore, and I wasn't even so sure that was true. Many of you know what it can be like to be shunned from a religious community by people of faith. And so as I wandered for those years, I was at the Pride Festival in Houston, Texas, still panically looking around that anybody from Northeast Texas who might know me might see me and I would be outed, because this was in the early 90s and it was not a safe space in that part of the world for people like me. Was shunned by family, friends, community, and lost almost everyone and everything during that time. But I was at Pride with some of my new friends and timidly looking around. I'd been out for several years, but not that out at a Pride festival. And some friends who went to MCC, that queer church of the Resurrection in Houston, some of you may know that place, they were having an interfaith Pride worship service. So some some friends invited me, I went in, and as I walked in, there was that huge cross that all the Christian churches often have, with a stole is often draped over. You see some folks wearing stoles today, but often draped over in different colors based on the season of the year. Well, draped over that cross was a pride flag, and my little Southern Baptist butt puckered as I went, that's heresy. And it's a talking 2-story high cross. And then I heard a voice inside of me say, "Oh, child, it's not a heresy. You are gay, and I, as a divine spark, live inside of you, and the two are not mutually exclusive." And so I sat down and I sobbed through the entire service, not just the pretty, Britney Spears cry. I was doing the full-blown Oprah ugly cry, slinging snot. They're used to it. We're used to it in places where people who normally don't feel safe with communities of faith and people of faith come, and it's like we're coming into spiritual triage. And so hopefully we're able to make that safe space, and they did. And so in the Christian tradition, some of you probably know, there's this love feast that we hold, and as we experienced that feast to that day, their ritual was to have 3 lay people serving the wine, the bread, and then the third person would be there kind of to handle everything and everyone, and usher the next person in line to come forward. They had several of these stations. And they would then wrap their arms around the person to whom they were delivering this meal of love, and they would pray over them. So when it came my time in the line to be the person to go next to the communion station, I walked up, and the station that was open had a young man with 1970s brown bushy porn stash and painted on red shirt, and please, dear God, those painted on jeans, I swear I hope to this day that those are tube socks in there, because otherwise I'm really scared. And then next to him, holding the chalice, was a 6'5", dressed for going to church drag queen in 6-inch platform heels, dressed to the hilt, holding the cup. And then next to her was this 4-foot nuttin', squat leather hat, leather motorcycle vest, gauges before most people even knew what they were, everything leather and patches, and the big old leather wallet with a big old chain hooked from the front loop to the, and she would have called herself a bull dyke. That's the term that she would have used for herself in that day. So, porn stash, drag queen, Mutt & Jeff, a bull dyke down here. And as they served communion to me, and all my brain cells were exploding, and I'm still I'm a little shocked out of the Oprah snot slinging ugly cry, but I'm still emotional and just stunned. And after they served me, and these 3 humans wrapped their arms around me and prayed over me. And I found myself wrapped up in drag queen bosom and held tightly and loved on in a way that I had not been loved on in decades by any person who claimed to be of faith. And so my goal in life has been to help those who feel like there is no space for them in this world, to know that there is room, that there is safe room, to know that we do not need to be afraid. We do not need to be small, because we are not alone. Had those 3 lovely, amazing angels not been out and open and as themselves that night, I might not have had the healing experience that I needed. So every time you go out and live with that divine spark of love and peace and justice and connection and community in you and share it with others. You are also a messenger of good news that there is safe space for everyone, that everyone is accepted, no exceptions. And so when you feel scared and when you feel tempted to be small, look around and find someone else that can connect with you and remind each other that you are not alone and that we will stand together. And you Broncos in the shadow of a choo-choo train by some people who are on a different side of the political spectrum than am I, hate me and us and many of us. But we started saying, ignore the weeds, not to be disparaging, but ignore this. Focus on planting flowers. Stop whispering behind corners. Stand up and wave to each other. And there's more of a safe, progressive community than you know about. And so as we stop being afraid and stop whispering, let us stand and stand together, because when we do, no one needs to be afraid. And so no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you believe, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you experience or feel, no matter how you've been treated, you are a powerful presence in this world that can not defeat, no, you can transform any of the hate and injustice and fear that is out there. You have that power. You are that power. Where are my theater kids? Okay. So y'all help me out with a little bit of this. Y'all remember a little bit of Dear Evan Hansen? All right, y'all help me out. Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, that life only feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And then as it goes on in the song, we pick up with the refrain that says, so let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. And so as I kept thinking about those words this week, as I was preparing to come and be with all of you lovelies today, I couldn't help to think how important it is for us to share that message with each other. For months when I first came to New Braunfels, and I would show up, collar, biker boots, or neon tennis shoes, mohawk, usually shaved sides. I see Amanda tomorrow, thank God. And I would show up walking around town, and I told the church when they hired me, you know you're going to be out as progressives when you hire me, right? You're not going to be in the closet anymore, right? Are you ready for this? But I was surprised by the number of people who, after a meeting of the Homeless Coalition of New Braunfels, or Family Promise, or Connections Individual and Family Services, or the community and social services groups, or any place in town where I went to meet with others that were trying to work together to serve others in our community, the number of people who, when I was leaving, would grab me by the elbow and pull me around behind those corners that I mentioned, and would say, I'm so glad to know that people like you in your church are here. I was about to give up hope. I was about to give up hope in this town, but y'all give me hope. And after 3 months of that, I started saying, do you know how many of y'all have whispered this to me over the last 3 months? And if y'all would stop whispering and stand up and say hi to each other, there are so many more of you than you know. Queer theology, queer beliefs, queer lives, queer bodies that are so divine have so much to teach humanity because we know what it is to be broken and to not want others to be broken in the same way. We know what it is to go through the dark night of the soul and not know if anyone is going to care if we fall down or get knocked down. We spend so much time feeling afraid and alone, and if we stopped being afraid and alone, and we're as brave as our drag queen sisters who are not afraid to be up and out and loud and who they are, as any of the rest of us, as we in our own way speak up, speak out, and just live who we are. None of this is an act or a costume. This is just me. God help us all. But if you just stand and be you, and when people want to be ugly, I will turn and say, hey, brother, my name's Carla. What's your name? And I'm smiling and I'm being nice, and it's like, it's a little harder to act like a jerk to someone who's being kind. And I intentionally put my hand palm up as an invitation, rather than like this, they might see as a masculine type of a threat. Hey, jerk. But as I extend forward that hand up, I hope that it'll be a means of grace, where I can say, I see you as a sibling, and whether you see me as a sibling or not, I am going to treat you like a sibling. And if you choose to not treat me like a sibling, I'm okay, because I know who I am, I know whose I am, and I know the people that have my back. And that is all of us together. And so despite what some of the things we went through in faith, because I became very best friends with the FBI for about 3 months, as we were vetting about 1,800 plus letters, phone calls, messages of hate and threats, and yeah. So as we did that, and so many came, including some of you came to stand around us, we formed a love choir. And we kept our backs to about 120 protesters who showed up with semi-automatic rifles and others, and stood in a circle around our church. And we had our backs to them, and I had everyone vetted who came on the property, and anyone who came on property agreed to go along with the principles of nonviolence, because that is our ethic. That nonviolence is the proven way to create the most long-lasting change. Which sucks, so sometimes I like to punch somebody in the throat, right? But it is the most effective and long-lasting form of change. And so as we ignored the people who were yelling and screaming, and we had a love choir where we sang songs of love and peace and justice. And then as we went inside, it was burning up hot, our air conditioner was broken, and this was like May in Texas, and we were sweating our cojones off, and finally, because we had about 180 people come and stand with us. And so as we went into the building to have the drag show, this family-friendly drag show, where those queens, little kids walked up to them and looked up at them like they were Cinderella, just awe in awe. It was this lovely, amazing moment. And as we did this, the fire marshal finally said, let's just get all y'all inside the church. I don't care, just get everybody, shove everybody in, just y'all go in to get y'all out of the way and out of the light, because the protesters have nothing to yell at, because y'all have not given them anything to yell at. You won't yell back, you ignore them. We ignore them. We don't give them what we want. We don't give them the possibility of helping us lose the moral high ground, because then they can take that one bit and multiply it and use that to tell others that they see, that's why we do this, because they're horrible, they're ugly, they're mean, they're hateful, X, Y, and Z. And so we got inside and sweating, but the dancing and these young, queer, neuro-spicy kids dancing with people cheering and laughing and hollering for them as we all danced in circles. And then as the drag show happened, when a drag queen stood on the stage, in my faith community, our faith community said, this is the first time in my life I have ever felt welcome and accepted in a house of faith. It was worth every single bit of it. So when we stand, we give others safety. When we just live broadly, others can feel like they can hide safely under our wings until they feel strong enough to stand out more boldly on their own. So just be you. You are amazing, glorious you, and find each other and reach out a hand and wave to each other, and don't whisper around corners, and be looking for ways to stand with and for and to support each other, which means that when you need it, somebody will be there standing with and for you. So if you would please, as I wrap up, before my dear brother Alan comes and taps me gently on the shoulder, if you will find the eyes of someone else in the room and say, you are not alone.
You are not alone. You are not alone.
And then if we can make a commitment together today, that when out of fear, hate comes calling, that we will stand together. Say that with me, please. We will stand together. When they are afraid of us and they do not understand our beautifulness, we will stand together. When we want to get small and crawl back into our closets or create new ones or shove others into them because their being out loud scares us that others will see us, we will stand together. We will always stand together for anyone, everyone, at any time, because the spirit of love, however you identify and connect with it, says that this world is wide open to everyone. And you, my friends, will be the stars that will shine brightly, and our experiences will bring an essence to humanity that will help it know how to heal, so that hate will be transformed, so that love is greater than fear, peace is greater than anger, and by the love of the divine, life is greater than death. And so let us live, and as we live, we will stand together. Blessings, my friends.
Solo on the first verse again, so we can know what it sounds like.
These are my timers. I'm going to try to see if we can get the service finished before I burn the place down. No, Carla is absolutely right. There is so many of us. There's so many queer folks in this community, in this town. There's so many allies in this town. And we just don't know each other. One thing that was of absolute vital importance to me as we were planning this event this year is to let you know what some of just an inkling of those resources are. So first, Leslie's going to come up and share about one of those resources that she's involved with.
So I'm Leslie again. I also represent Bobcat Pride Scholarship Fund, and we offer economic resources to young people who live in Hayes County. So from the ages of 18 to 25, we offer scholarships, academic scholarships, we offer emergency stabilization funds, and we offer paid internships for people in this community so that we can help bridge the gap of economic injustice. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. There's a couple other groups that I'd like to let y'all know about. One other I would put in the category of aid. If you're unaware, there is a queer-informed, queer-trained, and queer-owned mental health care provider here in San Marcos called Lavender Space. I wholeheartedly recommend them. Some local organizations that you can join for support and community would be PFLAG, one of the oldest organizations, the Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. All the information for these groups is in the back of your program. Some events that are going on all the time in San Marcos that you may be unaware of. Lavender graduation. If you're a student at the university or have love for the students at the university, every year there is a graduation party for them because there might not be family coming to celebrate them, and we want to celebrate them. In the winter, the San Marcos Queer Council, which I forgot to mention, celebrates Happy Holidays. The last few years it's been at Joe's Cafe, and it's how I found my way into the local queer community. It's a wonderful time. There's all kinds of drag shows. Look for the gorgeous woman in orange, and she can tell you all about it. Another organization that you can join, an organization that I'm a part of, is the San Marcos Queer Council. We do work to support, bring together, and raise money for queer folks in San Marcos. Plan all kinds of events. And an event that I left off would be the Inclusive Story Time at the San Marcos Library. We try to have it once a month, every month. We take the summers off. And if you want to know, okay, that's great, Alan, but when is it actually happening? If you happen to still be on Facebook, I'm sorry. If you need support, come talk to me. But if you're still on Facebook, there is a group called Fun Queer Events in San Marcos. And the person behind that is working to bring together all of the events of our community in San Marcos, because there are so many more of us than we know. There's so many more of us who can support, and so many more of us who want to offer support to one another. So please, know there are people who love you, who want to help you, who care for you, and who are reaching out for you. All right, thank you. Before I keep rambling, I'm going to pass it over to Keats.
I always know whether the person before me was taller. I mean, truly. If you'll please pray with me. Spirit of love, source of love, holy mystery who moves in every tradition and beyond them all. We give thanks tonight for the gift of community, for every heart that beats with courage, for every story spoken into the air, for every song and silence we shared. As night gathers around us, we remember that pride has always lived in the liminal spaces, in shadows and in celebrations, in whispers and in parades, in the hidden and the radiant alike. Bless us in these thresholds, where truth rises, where laughter becomes prayer, where resistance itself is holy. Bless the ancestors and beloveds who carried us this far. Bless the young ones who will take the torch further still. Bless all who have been told they do not belong, and remind them love has already claimed them. As we leave this place in our very lives become liturgy, every dance a hymn, every embrace a benediction, every act of justice a prayer. Bless San Marcos. Bless every community that gathers for fun. Bless the many ways our lives weave into the great tapestry of creation. And may we go forth knowing this. We are the miracle. We are the proof. We are the prayer the universe keeps answering with glitter, with grit, and with grace. Amen. Blessed be, and let it be so.
A closing thought from Rabbi Tarfon. Do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justly now. Love mercifully now. Walk humbly now. You are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it.
And now, along with your readings, everyone knows on the back page of your brochure, and once again, we'll be singing the chorus after each verse. Yeah, it's verse 4.
I'm good.
to use some words from my tradition. Dearly beloved, because that's what you are. You are all dearly beloved. It means more to me than you could possibly know that you're here today. I hope that you will meet someone you didn't know before, that you will make plans to help or be helped by someone who you didn't know was there for you. We're going to have a party because I think we need one. So, after this, there is all kinds of food in the community room. It's, if you go out the chapel and turn left, you should go all the way down that hallway. I believe all of the food should be labeled. There is lots of gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegetarian or vegan options. So please know that whatever your dietary restrictions are, we did our best to take that into account. In this room, there's going to be some games, maybe some karaoke or bingo. In that room, we're going to try to keep it a little quieter for people who want to talk, who want to get into conversation with one another. So, yeah, thank you so much for being here. Go and party.